Hey everyone and dear viewers. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you are all doing well. Let's start the video. Imagine finding a quarter in your pocket that is worth thousands of dollars, not just 25 cents. Some quarters have small mistakes that make them very rare and special. Because of this, many people want to buy them, and they can be worth a lot of money. Today, you will learn about some of the most expensive and rare quarters from the United States. Keep watching. You might have one. First up, let's talk about the 1996 P. Washington quarter. At first glance, it looks like any other quarter from the 1990s. But this coin is very special, and its value can range from just $1 to a mind-blowing $59,000. Yes, a single quarter could be worth as little as $1 or as much as $59,000 depending on a rare mistake it has. This mistake is called a broad-stroke error, and it changes the coin in a way that collectors really want. In 1996, the United States Mint made over 925 million quarters at the Philadelphia Mint alone. Most of these quarters are the usual kind you see every day, and they are only worth their face value of 25 cents. You might be surprised to know that some of these quarters are worth just a little more than their face value, like $1 or a few dollars, because of minor changes or being in very good condition. But there is a small number of these coins that have a very rare and important error, and that is what makes them extremely valuable. A broad-stroke error happens when the metal blank used to make the coin is not placed correctly inside the metal collar during striking. Normally, the blank fits snugly inside the collar, which keeps the coin a perfect size with a clear edge or rim. But when the blank slips outside the collar, the metal spreads out more than usual, and the coin becomes larger and thinner. This causes the coin to lose its sharp rim, and the edges look soft or distorted. Because this mistake is very rare, coins with broad-stroke errors are highly prized by collectors. Most 1996 P quarters with no errors are worth only 25 cents, their face value. However, quarters that show a broad-stroke error can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. It all depends on how clearly the error shows and the coin's condition. Some broad-stroke quarters might be worth around $1 to $100 if the error is small or not very noticeable. But the ones with a strong broad-stroke error, with big spreading and no clear rim, can be worth much more. In 2022, one of these rare 1996 P. Washington quarters with a clear broad-stroke error sold for a staggering $59,000 at auction. This huge price shows just how much collectors value this mistake. It is amazing to think that a coin which normally is only 25 cents can be worth $59,000. That's over 200,000 times its face value. This huge jump in value is because broad-stroke errors are very rare, and collectors are willing to pay big money for these unique coins. If you find a 1996 P quarter, it's worth checking carefully to see if it might have a broad-stroke error. The coin might look bigger than normal or have smooth, spread-out edges without a clear rim. If it does, you could have a coin worth anywhere from a few dollars to thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. Even if it doesn't look very different, some coins with mild broad-stroke errors can still be worth around $1 to $100, which is more than normal quarters. To check if your quarter is a broad-stroke error, use a ruler to measure its size. A normal quarter is about 24.26 millimeters wide. If your coin is bigger than this, it might be a broad-stroke coin. Also, look closely at the edge or rim. If the edge looks soft, spread out, or missing, that's another sign of a broad-stroke error. If you think you might have found a broad-stroke quarter, take it to a coin expert or dealer for a better look. Professionals can tell you for sure if the coin has the rare error. They can also help you get the coin graded by special companies that check the coin's condition and authenticity. Having a graded broad-stroke coin usually increases its value because buyers trust the expert grade. The 1996 P. Washington quarter has a long history. Washington quarters were first made in 1932 to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States. The design has stayed mostly the same, with Washington's face on the front. But the broad-stroke error changes the coin's shape and edge, making it very different from normal quarters. This error is caused by a mistake in the minting process. During coin production, the collar that holds the blank can sometimes be loose or missing. When this happens, the metal spreads out because the blank is not held tight. The result is a larger, thinner coin with a missing or weak rim. Since the Philadelphia Mint made millions of quarters in 1996, only a small number have this rare broadstruck error. Collectors love coins with errors like this because they show how coins are made and the mistakes that can happen. Finding a broadstruck error coin can be exciting because it is like discovering a rare treasure. The $59,000 price paid for one of these coins shows just how valuable and special these mistakes can be. Not all broadstruck quarters are worth thousands, but many are worth more than normal quarters. Some might be worth just $1, which is 4 times the face value of 25 cents. Others, with more clear and bigger errors, could be worth $100 or more. And the very rare ones, like the coins sold for $59,000, are the most valuable. If you want to collect coins or check your change for hidden value, keep an eye out for coins that look bigger than normal or have smooth edges without a sharp rim. The 1996 P. Washington quarter with a broadstruck error is one of the most expensive quarters from that year and a perfect example of how a small mistake can make a big difference in a coin's value. Remember, most quarters you find in your pocket or at the store are only worth 25 cents. But if you are lucky, you might find a 1996 P quarter with a broadstruck error. That coin could be worth as little as $1 or as much as $59,000. It all depends on how clear and big the error is. To know exactly what your coin is worth, it is best to have it checked by a professional. Experts can tell you if it's a true broadstruck error and help you learn its value. Getting your coin graded can also make selling it easier if you want to. In short, the 1996 P. Washington quarter with a broadstruck error is a special coin because of a rare mistake in the minting process. This mistake makes the coin bigger and changes its edges. While most of these quarters are worth just 25 cents, some can be worth from $1 up to $59,000 depending on the error's size and how good the coin looks. So, the next time you get quarters in your change, take a closer look. You might just find a rare broadstruck error quarter worth a lot more than you expect. Now, let's talk about another very special quarter. This one is the 1984 P. Washington quarter. At first, it looks like any normal quarter you use every day. But some of these coins are rare and can be worth a lot more money than just 25 cents. The P in 1984, P means this coin was made at the Philadelphia Mint. In 1984, millions of quarters were made there. Most of them are common and only worth their face value of 25 cents. But some of these quarters have a special mistake that makes them valuable. The 1984 P. Washington quarter is famous for having an error that collectors look for. This error is called a double die error. It happens when the coin's design is stamped twice but slightly off. This causes parts of the design, like the letters or numbers, to look thick, blurry, or doubled. The double die error is very interesting because it changes how the coin looks. If you look closely, you might see the word Liberty or the date 1984 with a shadow or doubled lines. This doubling makes the coin different from a normal quarter. Most 1984 P quarters with no errors are only worth 25 cents. But those with the double die error can be worth more money. Some of these error coins sell for a few dollars, like $5 or $10. That is already more than their face value. If the double die error is very clear and easy to see, the coin can be worth hundreds of dollars. Some 1984 P quarters with strong doubling sell for over $4,140. That is a big jump from just 25 cents. It shows how much collectors want this rare coin. Now, how does this doubling happen? When the coin is made, the metal piece called a die stamps the design onto the blank coin. If the die moves a little during the stamping, it can hit the coin twice in slightly different places. This creates a doubled image. The double die error does not happen often. It is rare, which is why the coins with this error can be valuable. Collectors like to find coins with mistakes like this because they are special. If you have a 1984 P quarter, you can check if it has the double die error. Look closely at the date, 1984, and the word Liberty. Do the numbers or letters look doubled or thick? If yes, you might have an error coin. You can use a magnifying glass or a good light to see the details better. Sometimes the doubling is small and hard to see, but other times it is very clear. The value of a 1984 P double die quarter depends on how strong the doubling is and the coin's condition. Coins with clear doubling in good condition are worth more money. If you think you found a double die error, it is best to show your coin to a coin expert. They can tell you if your coin is real and if the error is strong. Getting your coin graded by a professional company is also a good idea. A graded coin usually sells for more money because buyers trust the grade. The 1984 P Washington quarter is part of the long history of Washington quarters. These quarters have been made since 1932 to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States. The design usually shows Washington's face on the front and an eagle or other design on the back. The double die error on the 1984 P quarter makes it one of the most valuable quarters from that year. Even though millions were made, only a few have this rare mistake. That is why collectors want to find and keep these coins. Not all 1984 P quarters with doubling are worth thousands. Some are worth just a few dollars, like $1 or $5. But the rare coins with strong doubling can be worth over $4,140. The value of the 1984 P double die quarter can range from $1 to $4,140. It depends on how big and clear the doubling is and the coin's condition. To check your coin, look closely at the date and the word Liberty. Use a magnifying glass to see if the numbers and letters look doubled or thick. If you see this, you might have a valuable coin. If you find a coin like this, it is a good idea to get it checked by an expert. They can help you know the real value and tell you if it is a true double die error. Getting your coin graded by a professional company can also help you sell it for a better price. Most quarters you find in your change are worth only 25 cents. But if you find a 1984 P quarter with a strong double die error, it could be worth from $1 to $4,140. Finding this error coin is like finding a small treasure. It shows how a small mistake during making the coin can make it worth a lot. So, next time you look at a 1984 P Washington quarter, check the date and the word Liberty carefully. You might find a coin that looks a little different. It could be worth more than you think. If you want to sell your coin or learn more about it, show it to a coin expert. They can tell you if it has the double die error and how much it might be worth. In short, the 1984 P Washington quarter with a double die error is a special coin. This rare mistake makes the numbers and letters look doubled or thick. While most quarters are worth 25 cents, this error can make a coin worth from $1 to $4,140. Always look carefully at your coins. You never know when you might find a rare error worth a lot of money. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more coin collecting tips and information. And remember, always check your change, you might just find something valuable.